Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Confident Speaking Podcast. I'm Julia, your host for today's session. If you're just tuning in, we upload new English learning videos every day to help you accelerate your progress. In today's lesson, you're not only going to sharpen your listening skills, but also cultivate real confidence in speaking English. Our topic today revolves around the foundational elements of everyday conversation, those simple yet incredibly effective expressions that make your chats flow naturally. Today, I want to talk about why it is very important to listen when you are learning English. Let me tell you a story. Last year, I went to London for a summer job. I worked in a small cafe. The cafe was always busy. Many people came in to buy coffee and food. My boss and my coworkers spoke fast English. I was nervous because I didn't understand much. One day, a lady came in and said, "Can I have a flat white, please?" I didn't know what a flat white was. I thought maybe it was a kind of cake. I asked my coworker, "What is a flat white?" He smiled and said, "It's a coffee." I felt a little silly, but I learned a new word. Another time, a man came in and said, "Can I get a takeaway?" I was confused. I thought he wanted to take something away from the cafe. I asked, "Take what?" He laughed and said, "I want my coffee to go." Oh, now I understood that takeaway means take food or drink out of the cafe. At the cafe, I also heard people say, "Cheers." I thought cheers was for toasting with drinks, but people said it after I gave them coffee. I asked my coworker, "Why do they say cheers?" He told me, "It means thank you." Every day, I listened carefully to the customers and my coworkers. I wrote down new words like latte, extra shot, and table for two. Sometimes I felt lost, but I smiled, asked questions, and learned. By the end of the summer, I could understand many phrases in the cafe. I could take orders, talk with customers, and even make small jokes. Listening every day in real life helped me learn English faster. This story shows that listening in real life is very important. You can learn new words and phrases by listening to people around you. Now, let's talk about tips for listening better. Tip 1. Look at things and think in English. One very good way to stop translating in your head is to look at the things around you and say their names in English. You can do this every day. It is easy, and you can start now. For example, when you wake up in the morning, look at the bed and say bed in English. Look at the window and say window. When you get dressed, say the words for your clothes: shirt, pants, shoes. If you see a cup on the table, say cup. If you see your phone, say phone. Let's try more. Imagine you are in your kitchen. Look around and say the words in English. You can say spoon, fork, plate, knife. When you see the fridge, say fridge. When you take out milk, say milk. When you pour milk into a glass, say glass. If you do this every day, your brain will get better at thinking in English. You will not need to think in your language first. For example, when I go outside, I look at the sky and say sky. If I see a tree, I say tree. If I see a dog, I say dog. If I see a bus, I say bus. You can also do this when you walk on the street. Look at the cars and say car. If you see a traffic light, say traffic light. If you see a person, say person. If you see a shop, say shop. If you see a bike, say bike. You can play a fun game with this idea. When you walk with a friend, you can both say the names of things you see. For example, you can say, "That is a tree," or "That is a car." Your friend can say, "That is a dog," or "That is a flower." It can be fun, and you can learn many new words. This is a simple tip, but it helps a lot. If you make this a habit, your brain will get faster at thinking in English. Soon, you will see a cup and think cup, not the word in your own language. That is the goal. So look around you every day and practice. Say the names of the things you see. It is easy, fun, and it will help you think in English quickly. Tip 2. Repeat phrases after native speakers. Here is a simple but very important tip. Listen to native speakers and repeat the phrases they say. This helps you learn how real people speak. It is not just about single words, it is about how words go together in a sentence. Let me give you an example. If you watch a movie and someone says, "That's a good idea," you can pause and say, "That's a good idea." Say it just like they do. Listen to their voice. Do they say it fast or slow? Do they sound happy or surprised? Try to copy how they say it. You can also try this with videos on YouTube. For example, if you watch a cooking video, you might hear the person say, "Let's add some salt." You can stop the video and say, "Let's add some salt." You can also say it again and again until it feels easy to say. Here's a little story. My friend Anna is learning English. She watches a video of a person making a cake. The cook says, "Now let's mix the flour and the eggs." Anna pauses the video and says the sentence, "Now let's mix the flour and the eggs." She says it 5 times. She also copies the way the person speaks, how they sound. Then she feels more confident to use this sentence when she cooks. You can do this too. Listen, pause, and repeat. It's okay to repeat many times. It helps your mouth learn how to say the words. This is very important. If you only listen but never speak, your brain knows the words but your mouth does not. So you must practice with your mouth too. If you feel shy, you can practice in a quiet place, maybe in your room or when you are alone. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself. You can say, "Hi Alex, how are you today?" Or, "I would like a cup of coffee, please." Smile, speak, and practice. Here's another fun idea. Sing songs in English. When you sing, you learn how words sound together. For example, you can sing let go," from the movie Frozen. Singing helps you remember words and speak better. So remember, listen to native speakers, repeat what they say, and say it again and again. This is a great way to speak more like a native speaker. Tip 3. Try not to use your own language. This tip is very helpful. Make a place where you only use English. It's like a game. In this game, you cannot use your own language. You can only use English. It may feel hard at first, but it will help you learn faster. Let me give you an example. My friend David wanted to learn English. He decided to make an English hour every day. For 1 hour, he could only use English, no words from his own language. He looked at things around him and spoke in English. He said, "I am sitting on a chair. I am opening the window. I see the sun." David also made a rule. During that hour, he could only listen to English music or watch English videos. He watched simple English shows for kids. He tried to speak and think in English, even if he made mistakes. Sometimes he forgot a word like pen, so he said, "It's the thing we write with." Then he looked it up later. This game helped him remember words better. You can try this too. You can make your English zone in your room. Put small notes on things in your room, like door, bed, lamp. When you see them, say the words in English. If you want, you can also tell yourself small sentences like, "I open the door," "I turn on the light." Here's another fun idea. If you have friends who speak English, try to spend time with them and speak only in English. It can be a little scary at first, but you will learn a lot. For example, I had a friend, Mona, who wanted to learn Japanese. She joined a dance class where people spoke only Japanese. At first, she was very nervous, but she listened carefully and she learned the words turn, jump, and smile in Japanese. In my own life, I did something like this when I went to a small town inn. I made friends who did not speak my language. We went to a park together and we had to speak English. If I didn't know a word, I had to describe it. For example, when I wanted to say ice cream but forgot the word, I said, "It is cold and you eat it in summer." My friend smiled and said, "Ice cream." I learned it that way. So Try to make a place where you must use English. Even just 1 hour a day can help you a lot. It is a little difficult, but it is fun, like a challenge. You will get better and better with practice. Tip 4. Watch TV and movies without subtitles. This tip is fun. When you watch TV shows or movies, try watching without subtitles in your own language. I know this can be hard, but it really helps you learn English better. Let me tell you a story. My friend Tom loves movies. He wanted to learn English, so he started watching movies in English. At first, he watched with subtitles in his own language. This helped him understand the story, but he always read the subtitles. His eyes were on the words, not the pictures or the sounds. One day, Tom decided to turn off the subtitles in his language. He watched a movie called Toy Story. At first, it was very hard. He could not understand everything, but he listened carefully. He looked at the pictures, he watched the faces of the characters and their actions. When Woody smiled, Tom knew he was happy. When Lightyear said, "To infinity and beyond," Tom heard the words many times and learned them. After watching the movie a few times, Tom started to understand more. He also tried using subtitles in English. This helped him see the words and hear them at the same time. He learned new words like space and toy. You can do the same. First, try watching a movie or a TV show with subtitles in your own language. This helps you understand the story. Then, watch it again without subtitles. Listen to the voices, the music, and the sounds. Watch what people do. Try to guess the meaning of the words. Later, you can watch the movie again with subtitles in English. This is very helpful because you can see how the words are written. For example, when you watch a cooking show and they say, "chop the onion," you can see the words "chop the onion" on the screen. You hear the words, you see the words, and you understand the meaning. Another fun idea is to write down sentences. Here's another idea. If a character in a movie says, for example, "I love this place," write that sentence in a notebook. Then practice saying it like the actor. Try to copy the sound, the feeling, and the speed. Watching TV and movies in English can be enjoyable, even if you don't understand everything. Remember, it's not necessary to understand every single word. The most important thing is to listen, guess the meaning from the context, and enjoy the story. So try watching your favorite movie in English. You can start with simpler movies made for kids. They typically use easier words and speak more slowly. Some good movies to try are Finding Nemo, Mona, or The Lion King. You can also watch English cartoons or short videos. This is a fun way to learn. Here's tip number 5. Don't use a dictionary during a conversation. This is another crucial tip. When you're talking to someone in English, try to avoid using a dictionary during the conversation. I know it can be difficult sometimes. You might not know a word and really want to look it up. However, stopping to use a dictionary can slow down the conversation and make it feel a little awkward. Let me share a story with you. My friend Lily is learning English. One day, she was talking to her teacher. She wanted to say apple, but she couldn't remember the word. She stopped, took out her phone, and looked up the word apple in the dictionary. It took her quite a while. Her teacher waited patiently, but the conversation stalled. They both felt a little uncomfortable. The next time, Lily tried a different approach. When she forgot the word apple, she said, "It is a red fruit. It is sweet. I like to eat it." Her teacher smiled and said, "Ah, you mean an apple." Lily felt happy. She learned the word and the conversation continued smoothly. This is a good strategy. When you forget a word, try to explain it using simpler words. For example, if you forget dog, you can say, "It is an animal. It has 4 legs. It likes to run and play." If you forget bicycle, you can say, "It is something you ride. It has 2 wheels and you pedal with your feet." If you forget table, you can say, "It is a thing we put food on when we eat." You can also use your hands to help. For example, if you forget the word ball, you can make a circle shape with your hands and say, "It is round and you can throw it." This is called body language, and it helps a lot. Another idea is to ask the person for help. You can say, "What is the word for?" or "I don't know the word, but it is like." For example, you can say,
"What is the word for the thing you use to cut paper?" And your friend might say, "Oh, you mean scissors." This is a fantastic way to learn. When someone teaches you a word, you tend to remember it better. It feels like a little gift from your conversation partner. So next time you're talking in English, try not to stop and look in the dictionary. Try to explain the word or ask for help. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Now, let's move on to tip number 6. Learn quick answers to common questions. This is a very useful tip. Practice short, quick answers for common questions in English. When you're speaking with someone, there are many questions people often ask. If you know some easy answers, you can speak faster and feel more confident. For example, the question, "How are you?" is very common. People ask this a lot. If you hear, "How are you?" you can quickly say, "I'm fine," "I'm okay," or "I'm good." You can also say, "Not bad," or "I'm doing great." It's good to practice these answers many times so you don't have to stop and think. Let me tell you another short story. My friend Alex is learning English. One day, he met his teacher in the street. The teacher smiled and said, "Hi, Alex. How are you?" Alex was nervous. He said, "Yes, I'm good." The teacher smiled, but Alex felt a little shy afterward. After that day, Alex practiced the question, "How are you?" every morning in front of the mirror. He said, "I'm good. I'm fine. I'm okay." After a few days, he felt more confident. The next time his teacher asked, "How are you?" Alex smiled and said, "I'm fine, thank you." He felt very happy. You can also practice answers for other questions. For example, for "What's your name?" you can say, "My name is Anna." For "Where are you from?" you can say, "I'm from Brazil." For "How was your weekend?" you can say, "It was good," or "It was fun." For "What do you like to do?" you can say, "I like reading books," or "I like playing football." It's like learning a little song. When someone asks you a question, you already know the answer. This makes the conversation go smoothly. Here's another fun way to practice. You can make small cards with common questions on one side and answers on the other. For example, on one side, write, "How are you?" and on the other side, write, "I'm good." You can play a game with a friend or by yourself. Look at the question and try to say the answer quickly. This helps your brain get faster. So remember, practice answers to easy questions like, "How are you?" or "What's your name?" You will feel more ready when you talk to people, and when you can answer quickly, you feel more confident in English.
Tip number 7. Use materials that do not have translations. This tip is very useful. When you study English, try to use books, videos, or worksheets that are all in English. Sometimes we like to see a translation in our own language, but if you see your language all the time, you stop thinking in English. So try to use materials that are only in English. Let me tell you a story. My friend Sarah is learning English. She used to read books with translations. For example, the book would say apple, 苹果, but she always looked at the Chinese word. One day, Sarah got a new book. It was all in English with pictures. She read, "This is an apple," and there was a picture of a red fruit. She learned apple without using her own language. This helped her think in English. You can try this too. Find a simple English book, like a book for children. Children's books use easy words and pictures. For example, you might see a page that says, "The dog runs." You see a picture of a happy dog running. You do not need a translation. You can understand by looking at the picture. You can also use videos. For example, you can watch an English video for beginners. Maybe the video shows a person cooking, and the person says, "Now I cut the onion." You see them cutting the onion, and you learn the word cut. You can guess the meaning from the action. This is very helpful. Sometimes you will see or hear new words, and you will not understand everything. That is okay. You can use a learner's dictionary later if you really need help. But during your study time, try to use only English. Here's a fun idea. You can make your own English cards with pictures. For example, draw a picture of a cat and write cat. Draw a picture of a book and write book. You can play games with these cards. Show the picture to a friend and say the word in English. Another good tip,
If you watch videos or listen to stories, try to listen at a level that is right for you. If a video is too hard, you can find easier videos. For example, there are videos for children, teenagers, or adults. If you are a beginner, children's videos are a good start. They speak slowly and use easy words. So remember, try to study with materials that are all in English. Look at pictures, listen to sounds, and guess the meaning. This will help you think in English and learn faster. Tip 8, learn phrases, not just words. This tip is very important. When you learn a new word, try to learn a phrase with it, not just the word alone. A phrase is a small group of words that go together. Learning phrases helps you sound more natural when you speak English. Let me give you an example. Many students learn the word crazy. They know it means something like not normal, but the word crazy can mean many things. If you learn just the word, you might not know how to use it. Let's look at a few phrases. If you say, "That's crazy," it means something is very surprising. For example, your friend says, "I saw a tiger in the city," and you say, "That's crazy." If you say, "a crazy idea," it means the idea is a little strange or funny. For example, "Let's swim in the river at night. That is a crazy idea." If you say, "He's acting crazy," it means he's doing something strange. You see, the word crazy is used in different ways. When you learn the whole phrase, you understand the meaning better. Here's another example. The word good. We all know good means nice or okay, but if you learn phrases like good job or good morning, you can use them in real life. For example, when someone finishes their homework, you can say, "Good job." Or when you meet a friend in the morning, you can say, "Good morning." Learning phrases also helps you sound more like a native speaker. Native speakers often use phrases, not just single words. For example, "See you later" means "Goodbye, I will see you again soon." "I'm not sure" means "I don't know." "What's up" means "How are you?" You can find phrases in movies, books, or songs. When you hear a new phrase, write it down. For example, if you hear "It's up to you," write it in your notebook. Later, try to use it in a sentence. Do you want to watch a movie or go for a walk? It's up to you. Another fun idea, make a phrase book. In a notebook, write new phrases you learn. Write the meaning and an example sentence. You can also draw a small picture to help you remember. So remember, when you learn a new word, also learn a phrase. This helps you use the word in real life, and it makes your English sound natural.
Tip 9. Use English in your daily life. This is a really fun tip. Try to use English in your daily life. What does this mean? It means doing simple things like eating, walking, or thinking in English. You don't need a classroom. You can practice every day, everywhere. Let me tell you a story. My friend Mia wanted to learn English, but she was busy with work. So she started using English in small parts of her day. When she brushed her teeth, she said in her head, "I am brushing my teeth." When she made coffee, she said, "I am making coffee." When she went to work, she thought, "I am taking the bus." She spoke to herself in simple sentences. One day, Mia told me, "I was cooking dinner and I wanted to say onion in English. I forgot the word. I thought, it is a round white thing you cut." Later I checked and it was onion. Now I will never forget it. You can do the same. When you do something simple like washing the dishes, think, "I am washing the dishes." When you go shopping, think, "I think I am buying apples. I need to pay with cash." When you see a dog on the street, think, "The dog is running." This is a great way to find new words. For example, if you're cooking and don't know the word pan, you can think, "What is this in English?" Then you can look it up later. Here's a fun game. Every morning, try to say 5 sentences in English about your day. For example, "I am brushing my teeth." "I am eating breakfast." "I am going to school." "I see the sun as I feel happy." You can also practice with friends. You can say, "Today I woke up early. I had tea. I studied English." Your friend can listen and help you. You can also use a notebook. Write down 1 or 2 sentences about your day in English. For example, Today I ate pizza. I went to the park. I watched a movie. This helps you practice writing too. So remember, think in English when you do simple things. Speak in English even if it's just in your head. It is a fun and easy way to learn new words. And when you make this a habit, you will feel more comfortable speaking English every day. And finally, tip number 10. Use a learner's dictionary for new words. This is a very helpful tip. When you learn a new word, try using a learner's dictionary. A learner's dictionary is special. It is made for people who are learning English. It explains words in easy English, not in your own language. Let me tell you a little story. My friend, Hi Alex, is learning English. One day, he found a new word, weather. He did not know what it meant at first. He wanted to use a translation dictionary in his language, but then he tried a learner's dictionary. The learner's dictionary said, weather, noun, the temperature, sun, rain, and wind outside. It also gave an example. The weather is sunny today. Hi Alex thought, now I understand weather in English. He learned it with simple English, and he also learned how to use it in a sentence. This helped him remember it better. A learner's dictionary is very useful because it also shows how to say the word. You can see the pronunciation. For example, for the word weather, you might see weather. This helps you know how to say the word correctly. The Learner's Dictionary also gives easy examples. For the word weather, it might show, the weather is nice today. Bad weather can stop the game. This helps you understand how to use the word in real life. Here's how you can use a learner's dictionary. 1. When you find a new word, try to guess the meaning first. 2. Check the word in the learner's dictionary. 3. Read the meaning and example sentences in English. 4. Say the word out loud. And 5. Write a simple sentence using the word. For example, if you find the word excited, the dictionary might say, excited, feeling very happy and ready for something fun. An example might be, I am excited to see my friend. You can then make your own sentence. I am excited for the weekend. This way, you will learn the word in a simple and easy way using English. So try to use a learner's dictionary for new words. It will help you think in English and learn faster. You will also remember words better because you learn them with easy explanations and examples. Final thoughts. Learning a language is not easy, but it is fun and exciting. When you stop translating in your head and start thinking in English, you will feel more confident. You will speak faster, and you will understand more. I hope these tips help. You try them one by one and see what works for you. Remember, learning a language takes time and practice, so be patient. You are doing great. Thank you for watching this video. If you have other tips or ideas, please write them in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas. Hey, if you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create more English videos for you. Thank you. See you next time. Take care.